Morning grade 6. Welcome to today 12 May's lesson. The work we are going to focus on is on page 97 to 102. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to read you the comprehension test on page 97. Please listen carefully while I read the text with you. Ask a whaler which he'd rather face, a whale or a shark, and he would promptly grunt, neither. But they don't call sharks tigers of the deep for nothing. For sea tigers they are cunning, bloodthirsty, vicious, and powerful as any tiger in the jungle. Sharks have appetites that no power on earth or in the sea can satisfy. They swarm around whaling ships and dart into the attack when a harpooned whale is hauled alongside. If they are not driven off with shots, they will tear the roped whale to ribbons. Hunter and hunted. That's the shark. Kill or be killed is its motto. No matter what comes along, a shark swallows it. An old saucepan flung overboard from some ship's galley, 100-kilogram turtle, a fat porpoise, or even a man. You can catch this perfectly streamed beast of the deep with a hand line and spear, if you are strong and lucky. But shark hunters don't do that now. Easy enough to hook the savage fish, but the hooked shark has got to be disabled and lugged aboard. The hunters say a shark isn't dead until it's been skinned and cut up. That's their way of expressing distrust of a vicious feast that, to all appearances completely dead where it lies at the bottom of the boat, can snap a loose plank, an oar, or a leg in two with one click of its razor-like teeth. So, they don't leave captured sharks just lying there. To make shark catching pay, you've got to do things in double quick time. The shark hunters go out with immensely strong nets, hundreds of meters long and 6 meters deep. They hang these nets upright in the sea, the tops buoyed up on the surface, the lower ends weighted with lumps of lead. No need to trouble about bait. Directly a shark jams its head between the strands of the net, its fellows rush up to devour it, and so more of them get their heads jammed. More sharks dart to fun until the seething net is hauled up. Shark hunting is not just done for fun. That sort of thing is too close to sudden death. It is done for a living, like whaling. Shark oil is valuable. So is the skin for making boots, shoes, trunks, and handbags. It is leather that won't wear out. They make walking sticks out of its backbone, and after they've tinned all shark meat they want for human consumption, they make glue of what is left. For the comprehension, you will do it in your language book. You will write today's date, 12 May 2020, comprehension, page 97 to 98. Then you will answer question 1, 2, and 3 on page 98 in your language book. You are also more than welcome to write the answers in a color pen. It is not compulsory. You can only write in a color pen if you want to. Then we are going to focus on poetry. So while I read the poem on page 99 for you, please listen closely and think about what is this poem. Okay, let's start. Cats purr as they lick their fur. Horses neigh, donkey bray. Hounds bay at the bloody ground. Horrible sound, barking hounds. Snapping and yapping, tails wagging. Lion roar if they hurt their paw. Hawks squawk if they hurt their claw. But fish don't talk. Mice squeak, sheep bleat, so do goats. A frog croaks, most birds chirp, some screech, but fish can't speak. Thank heavens. Unlike fish, snakes hiss, and like it or lump it. Elephants trumpet, pigs grunt, flies hum, but fish are dumb. Wolves howl, dogs will growl, with a vicious snarl if you steal their meat. Piglets squeal so you know they feel, while their mothers snort as they're brought to the slaughterhouse. Fish don't buzz as a queen bee does. Ducklings quack and bulldogs snap at the postman's boot. Owl hoot, but a fish is mute. Thank goodness. So on page 100 is questions about this poem. I think all of you can get behind what this poem is about. It was very easy to guess it. So you are going to write the poem in your poetry book. You are going to write today's date, 12th May, with a heading on the next slide. But you're going to fold your paper in the middle. And then you're going to write the poem on the left side of the page, and words that is unfamiliar to you and the meanings you're going to write on the right hand side of the page. But let's quickly go on to the next part of the poetry lesson. A poet works with words, putting them together so skillfully that they call up pictures in our minds. One of the most important figures of speech is the simile. A simile asks us to picture one thing as being similar to another. So 'n simile is 'n vergelyking. As ek vir jou sê ek is so honger soos 'n wolf, vergelyk ek my hongerigheid met 'n wolf. So they often use words as like or as to link the pictures in the mind. For example, as wet as a fish or as dry as a bone. As plump as a partridge or as thin as a rake. So 'n simile is 'n vergelyking. Dit is wanneer goeders met mekaar vergelyk word. As jy kyk op bladsy 101, is daar 12 similes. There is 12 similes on page 101, and you have to fill in your own words. If you want to be as hungry as a shark, you can be as hungry as a shark. If you want to be as fast as a cheetah, you can fill it in, because they say add words of your own. You will write today's date, 12 May. Poetry, page 99 to 102. You will fold your paper in the middle and write down the poem only on the left side. If there is words that is unfamiliar to you, search for it in the dictionary and write down the meaning on the right hand side. Answer the questions about the poem. You are more than welcome to write the answers in a color pen. Now for similes, only complete down the questions, the 1 to 12 questions on page 101. We are done for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've learned and take everything up. You should have a wonderful day. Goodbye.